A healthy relationship is based on equality and respect, not power and control. Think about how you treat and want to be treated by someone you care and love. Healthy relationship allows us to express our individuality both with or without your partner. It brings out the best of us and encourage growth, especially if you are starting or in a new relationship. Life has its share of ups and downs. What truly matters is how you get through those ups and downs. Hi, welcome to Bounce Back with Coco-Chi, a show designed to motivate, inspire, and help you to overcome the challenges life throws at you. Whether it be health and fitness, sex and relationship, business, career, spirituality, life, or just about the simple day-to-day stuff that stops you living your full potential. Stay tuned as we deliver inspirations, tips, and tools to help you navigate these challenges. I am your host, Coco-Chi. Hello. So today we are talking about building a healthy relationship. It's best to, set a foundation for a positive and healthy relationship from the beginning. By setting your focus on respect and helpful communication, you can start to build and enjoy a healthy relationship. To help me dig deeper into this topic is Pax Knight. Pax is an aircraft engineer and consultant with a master degrees in management and the author of the Friendship Code. He is not only passionate about aviation, but also about relationships and the state of our society. Pax firmly believes that by being conscious of basic human behavior in relation to making friends, we can foster good relationship, which will eventually produce a domino effect that will impact our society in a positive way. His desire is to see people foster good relationships and derive happiness from such interaction by making the right choices when making decisions with whom they associate with. Hence, the friendship code. Welcome to Bounce Back with Coco-Chi. It's great to have you here, the Pax. So, what are the qualities of a healthy relationship?
First of all, you have to have integrity. It's important. Unfortunately, a lot of people forget that fact. You see, I
Yeah.
discovered one thing. The more integrity the both of you in the relationship, or even if it's in a group, the more integrity you are able to have in that relationship, the better for you. This is something people overlook. The more real you are in your relationship, the better for you. So
Yeah.
you must have integrity, and that integrity goes all around. It involves you being really caring to those people, irrespective of whatever it is. You deep down inside you care about them. You look out for them even when they are not there, or even when they are there, and also you also make them know that you really care about them. So those are part of the things that you have to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you might crack up on this, but I'm going to ask you, there's some healthy and unhealthy relationship. And then coming from a man's point of view, why do some men turn their wives or girlfriends into slaves? I mean, some relationship, when they're dating is all lovey-dovey-dovey. Once they reach home, once they make that woman a wife, they turn her
Into a
into a
slave.
slave.
Well,
Yeah.
first of
I think
all,
we talked about this long time ago and we laughed about it. But I want you to, like, from a man's point of view.
well, a lot of things happens from onset. The mindset. The truth is, we men sometimes think we are the best thing after sliced bread. That's not true.
Mm,
That's definitely not true. And I think as the world progresses every day, we can definitely see that that thinking is flawed. Because now there are a lot of ladies, women coming up in life, in the society today, handling and even handling better most of the things we men think we could do better. So you
you will live long,
so
though.
you see, but that's true. It's and the thing is, it doesn't, some people might say, oh, maybe he's now a sissy. No, I'm not. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you need to see things and be honest with yourself. I've seen ladies do things way better than the way some men will do it, and I've come to
Mm,
admire it. So for me, the thing is, give courtesy to who courtesy is due. So
absolutely.
it's all about the mindset. Most men grow up with a mindset that they are the lion in the jungle. There's always that thing that says the man is the head and the lady is the neck.
Mm,
And the lady is the neck.
mm,
The head can't do anything or move anywhere without the neck. It needs it. So
exactly.
you see, the thing
Hmm.
is, it's a partnership. I will give you a very quick story, because a very quick story, and that story has to do with what the man needs to understand first. Very quickly, this
Mm,
is going to be my own version, so I'm going to paraphrase it. Once upon a time in the Garden of Eden, a lot of people know basically what the story is all about, but here's where I'm going with it. Once upon a time in the Garden of Eden, when God created man, who did he create first? He created man. And then a man, it says, was allowed to, basically have dominion over everything. He was in charge. So from time to time, God has a chat with him, and, he's happy and everything. But then God decided and found out that, oh, I've got other things I want to do. I can't always be here. So I need him also. I need somebody to hang out with him. So he made the woman, obviously out of the man, and made the woman.
hmm.
But here's the thing. He didn't call her slave. He called her
No.
a helpmate. Okay. So basically, who had the job first is the man. So it's the man's job. So he's the first person. And even when the lady came, we didn't hear them say that he left all the job for her. No, she's there to
No.
help him. That's the whole idea. And
Mm,
it's his job to also make sure she's looked after. But here's the thing. The male, the ego, and I think it's society, basically, to be honest with you. Some of us are cultures and everything, simply because
yeah.
if we don't lord it over anybody, or we don't show a sort of control, we are not happy. You don't necessarily need to control
Yeah,
anybody.
that's
In
true.
fact, there's something
You're
there's
right.
there's something I say to people very much. If you have to exert your control over somebody in a relationship, then you don't have a
Mm,
relationship. You should be able
no.
to allow them to act freely. You see, any lady or a guy that you decide to tie up, you will never get the best out of them, because they tiptoe around you,
No.
and
Mm-hmm.
that breaks it. So the thing is, a lot of this thing has to do with your mindset. The mindset first is, oh, we men are above the women. No, you're not. A leader is only as good as his workers, the people under him.
Yeah.
We know that. We say all these things.
Mm-hmm.
We read these motivational books. We read these quotes, and we're shouting yippee yippee. But listen, yippee has to go into your everyday life. So
Yeah.
you find out that a lot of men who do that, one, they have a confidence issue also. They're not confident
Mm,
in who they are.
mm,
That's why you
mm.
find out that most times things like money becomes a problem. Say the day the man earns more than the woman, he lords it over her. And vice versa.
Mm,
The day the woman earns more than the man, she tries to lord it over them. Although, yes, there are other
yeah.
factors here. It depends on how each
Mm-hmm.
of them have behaved when they're on top of the food chain. But the truth is, money should not really cause couples any problems. The reason is both your abilities and skills is what you bring into your relationship, and then you enjoy it. So most of the men, one is how they've grown up, but I don't want to also blame how they've grown up. You know why? Because we have responsibilities to ourselves. I've seen or I've had situations also where a man sits down and doesn't help out in the house. He doesn't have a housemaid, because obviously if he has a housemaid, a house help, it's a different dynamics altogether. But he doesn't have a housemaid, and then the woman is the one doing everything. She does the cooking, she does the cleaning, she looks after the kids, she does all sorts of stuff, which shouldn't necessarily be. And even though he works, he should be able to chip in somewhere. Why? Because it is his home. So whether she's there or not, he is. So most of these men, as I said, they have a self-esteem problem. So they need to,
I think so.
yeah. So the whole idea is that
Yeah.
we need to lord it over somebody to do it. But here's the thing. One thing I say to people is this: if a lady really loves you, she'll do anything for you. You don't need to force her.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. With the chores in the house, that I've seen that a lot of the times. Sometimes they said, "Oh, it's women are better in the kitchen," and sometimes just like that is bull crap. Even though a woman stays at home, she's still doing a lot of job. Okay, she might not be outside doing the work or going to the office, and she's doing more jobs. So sometimes it's like, oh, women, their job is just in the kitchen and all that. That's not true.
I think basically,
Chores in the house supposed to be sharing. It's supposed to be 50-50, isn't it?
yeah. But the thing is this: here's the thing: the dynamics difference. Homes are different. There's some homes where both partners work. There's some homes where it's only one partner that works. It depends on what they
Yeah.
decide to choose. Okay. But here's the thing: I'll first of all take the first one. Where both partners work, you need to understand that everybody goes out, brings home. Let's say they bring home the bacon, and that bacon is
The
supposed to,
big, yeah, the cookies, yeah.
they bring home the cookies or the bacon for the home.
Yeah.
It's your duty to make sure, both of you, that those cookies you bring home work for you. So here's the thing: don't expect them to basically do everything. So chip in somewhere. I've had people
Yeah.
argue about who is taking the bin out. I don't understand it. It's a bin bag,
Yeah.
for crying out loud, people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When it's filled up, when you're going outside, tie it up and take it out. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. It's not something that you should
Mm-hmm.
lose sleep or lose peace in your home. Oh, I took it out this time.
Yeah.
It's her turn to take it out. No. Take it upon yourself to take it out. There's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay? So here's the thing. Maybe, for example, the woman is very good at the cooking, or she's good at other things. She might be good at handling the finances and everything. Here's the thing: allow her to handle those things. So basically, everybody should work to their own skills. So everybody
Yeah.
brings their skills to the table. There are some men, I'm sorry, the kind of ideas they come up with is rubbish compared to their wives. I've seen it. So allow her to take those decisions. Be comfort. This is what I say: be comfortable in the passenger seat while she drives. If she's good at the driving
Yeah.
of the home, let her drive the home. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, so
Doesn't make you any
it doesn't
lesser
make
than a
you
man.
any
Yeah.
less than a man.
Yeah.
Okay, and if things are the way it's meant to be, you will find out that you will even be respected quite more for being able.
You live
Yeah.
longer.
Oh yes. And you'll be respected more, because she will say, "Oh, he allows me to be part of this home." It's important for that. The other part of it is also,
Oh, I
if
think,
for
yeah.
example only one person works. Here's the thing. I think it's only somebody who hasn't looked after kids or who hasn't seen the scenario will come in and start telling his wife or the partner, "Oh, what have you been doing all day?" That statement should not even come up at all. Although I have to also point out, sometimes some partners are lazy. They don't want to do anything. So let's remove the laziness part of it. Say, okay, it's not about they're lazy. It's just the fact that the day goes. One, it's not easy to look after kids, no matter how much we love them, no matter how much we think they're the best thing God has given us. Yes, they're gifts, but it's not easy.
Mm.
It could take the whole day for you without even lifting up much to look after them. Here's another thing. When the guy comes home, say for example, he's the one that works. Ladies, don't expect him to do too much in the house. And I'll tell you why. The reason is he's gone out there to work. He's tired.
Mm.
So, don't expect too much family time when he comes in. He might need to sleep. He might need to unwind. It's the
Yeah.
dynamics you have. But at the same time, I'm also going to give a word to the men also. Don't say because you've done all this, you can't raise your hand to do certain things. You see, it's only a cruel partner that will see their partner struggling and will not give a hand. You see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you really say you love somebody or you care about them, and the truth is you don't necessarily have to be emotionally involved with them. This is just also in friendship. You wouldn't want to see them suffer in any shape or
No.
form. You want to make their life easy the best way you can, because that's part of the relationship. So don't expect him or her to come in and do too much in the house,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they've been out all day, and it's a different ball game altogether when you get into your house, especially if you have family and all these things. But the truth is, it can always work with good
Yeah.
understanding, love, and care. Trust me, nobody will
Yeah.
even
So
know.
it's all about
Yeah, nobody will even know
it's
what's
all
going
about
on.
balance.
It's
It's all
all
about
about
balance.
balance. Yes, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything everybody does is important. If
Yeah.
she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
cook the food,
Mm-hmm.
then nobody's going to eat, or nobody's going
Exactly.
to eat properly. If she doesn't keep the place tidy, when you come in, you have to tidy it up. And there's some dynamics where the man is the one that knows how to cook. He loves
Mm.
cooking. There is nothing wrong
Mm.
in that.
None
It
at
is it
all.
is his
Yeah.
skills, because
Mm-hmm.
the lady who he's seen, who he loves, will obviously have other qualities she brings to the table. So she might not always be the one in the kitchen. He's the one who loves being in the kitchen. I know some men. I used to have an uncle. He cooks. I'm sorry, I've seen him cook more than a woman, and he
Mm.
enjoys it. In fact, whenever there's anything, we always say to him, "Why don't you just leave the kitchen and come out?"
Yeah.
you know. But so imagine, says for example, somebody like that marries a lady who cannot cook much. If he really loves her, things will work out well, because he
It's
says,
not gonna
okay,
be a
it's
problem.
not
Yeah,
going to
it's
be a
true.
problem,
Mm-hmm.
because he'll say, okay, babes, you
Yeah.
know what? I handle this. These are my skills, and you do that.
Yeah.
And he will not be
Yeah.
seen less of anything. So it's all about finding that balance and enjoying the skills both of you bring to the table. That's just what it is.
I love that. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So that brings me to my next question, which is because it's better to set an intention for a relationship, know what you like or dislike in a relationship, get a clear
Vision of
get
what
clear
you
of
want.
what you want, because our intention should be coming from a state of want as opposed to need. We need to know what we want in a relationship. We need to know the intentions first, because sometimes I see a lot of ladies, I'm speaking from a lady's point of view, a lot of women, they're going into a relationship, okay? So you kind of like, you said, okay, I'm looking to future, I want to like get married and have children, maybe two or three. And then you go and meet someone that actually their value, what you're looking for, it's not the same thing. They don't want to get married, but they want to be in a relationship, which is different. They want to be in a relationship, they don't want to get married, and they don't want to have children. And then you end up saying, "Oh, let me just marry him, and then I will change it." You cannot change somebody like that. So you need to know your intentions first, and then you match that with somebody you're looking for. What is your take on that?
Definitely, the thing is, everything starts from the inception. Inception is from the beginning of the relationship. The
Mm-hmm.
moment you meet them, Obviously, you've just met them, you kind of like them, and then that is when you need to start doing your homework quietly. First of all,
Exactly.
you need to ask yourself, what do I want from this relationship? Is it just
Yeah.
being friends, or is it
Mm.
that I'm thinking maybe somewhere along the line we can get married, or it could progress from that stage? You need
Yeah.
to understand that first. Once you have that in your mindset, it's not something you need to be saying all day, because so that you don't look spooky and scare them off. But the thing is,
Of course.
you need
Yeah.
to have that first in mind. And then as you start up, that's in the inception, it's the way you start that the relationship will go. Along the line, you
Mm.
ask them, in your conversations, in your lovey-dovey conversations, ask them questions.
Mm-hmm.
Those questions
Mm-hmm.
should give you insight into their mindset. There are some people, just
Exactly.
as you rightly said, they want to be in a relationship, but they don't want anything serious.
Yeah.
But if you know you want something serious, that is not where you
Mm-hmm.
should be. What you should say to
Exactly. That's
yourself
my
is,
point.
that is not where
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
you should find yourself. No matter how fine they look, no matter what you think attracted you, the
You
end
can't change them. Yeah.
yes, the
Mm-hmm.
end result is that you are going to cry at the end of the day. And the reason is this: they don't have the same goal like you have.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
important. So while you're in a relationship, ask them a few questions. What did they see? At some point in time, where do they see this thing going? Do they like
Yeah.
kids? Observe them when they are around kids.
Mm-hmm.
Observe them.
Mm-hmm.
Observe them when they are around people. If you have an opportunity,
Mm.
ask them very few questions. And those questions will
Mm.
give you an insight into their
Clear. Yeah.
a clear
Makes
insight into
it
your
clear.
mindset. So you find out that if
Mm-hmm.
they don't tick the basic boxes that you need, or you think is important for a relationship, then don't go there. You see, there's a mistake. There's a
Exactly.
mistake people make, and I see that mistake over and over again. You see, the fact that people want to have the name Mrs. This, and I'm his Mrs. I'm his main,
Mm.
I'm his main person. Oh yes, I'm married. My friends are not married. Listen,
Mm.
it's not what you. I'm saying it here very clearly. It's not what you getting married for 1 year or less than 1 year and having 10 years of pain. This is basically
Sorrow.
what you.
Yeah.
This is
Mm-hmm.
basically what you've done. You've just
Mm.
shortchanged yourself in life. You know why?
Mm. Mm.
Because irrespective of what anybody thinks or what people say to you, there is somebody out there who will treat you the best, better than where you've been. Even
Mm.
if you've been in a relationship before, it's not worked out for whatever reason. If you're able to get your bearings right, you will find
Mm.
nature. You see, nature does not leave us short-handed. It will bring
No.
somebody to you that will love you more than you ever think you could ever be loved before. I've had people say something, and at the end of the day, they say, "Oh, am I sure this is going to happen to me?"
Mm.
Yeah. So I've
Mm.
had people do that, but at the end of the day, they get it right, and the relationship works. You see? So it's
Mm.
very important. You ask them these questions. When you ask them these questions, they will tell you, or they will give you an
Mm.
indication of where they're going. And you don't settle for less. I mean, it's not about asking them to
True.
buy you an airplane when you know they can afford the airplane. That's a different tangent altogether. But it's
Yeah.
about you asking them what
Yeah.
they want. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so true. Talking about settling for less. My question is going to be, why do you think people settle for less when it comes to relationship?
Well, the idea is this. I think a lot of them don't believe in themselves. If you
Mm.
believe in yourself, there are things you will not go for. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes I think based on certain things that's happened to them, they don't have that self-esteem,
Mm.
and they look at themselves
Yeah.
as being worthless. The truth is, nobody
Mm.
nobody is worthless. The maker never made anybody without his skill. That's the
Mm.
truth.
Love
So
that.
some
Yeah.
people, they have that low self-esteem. So to them, they feel that, you know, people should be very happy to have me. Not necessarily, no.
Mm.
You should be happy with
Mm.
yourself. And it's not about pride.
First.
It's not about
Mm.
ego. Those
Mm.
are different things altogether.
Mm.
This is just you basically loving yourself and saying to yourself and knowing it that you deserve better. You deserve to be happy.
Mm.
You deserve good things. So
Mm.
that's one of the reasons people settle for less. Another thing also is the challenges they faced. Maybe they've had
Mm.
relationships that haven't worked out over time,
Mm.
and then they feel, oh, I'm getting old, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, in the modern world in which we live in now, there's a lot of there are options now that people can consider to be able to still be happy. Maybe in starting a family, if, for example, maybe they're not able to have it the natural way and all that kind of stuff. So you see, what I'm saying here is this: irrespective of your situation, don't let temporary setbacks determine your future.
Mm.
It's important. So the
Love
key
it.
and the
I love
code
it.
is this: temporary setback, how does it affect my future?
Mm-hmm.
But for some of them, as I said, they want to wear a ring. They want people to come to their native marriage.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to see them in their gown. And for those ones that want the horse, you want people to see you on the horse. and
I know.
and trust me, I love to see you on the horse. But
Yeah, I
I
know.
want to see you on the proper horse. Because
Yeah, after the horse riding,
after the
what
horse
happens?
riding, thank you. I said because it will be very sad for me to come
Yeah.
to a wedding, eat your rice and cake because I love the cake, only to hear that you guys are doing Mike Tyson in the bedroom and all that stuff. I'm sorry. You've basically defeated the
Yeah.
whole aim. Or maybe you're heading towards the divorce court, and then the
Mm-hmm.
kids are caught in between it. I'm sorry to say, but
Mm.
these are situations that can be avoided. They can they
Mm.
can be avoided.
Mm.
That's why another thing,
Mm.
which is probably something slightly a different tangent, you don't start having kids when there are disputes in the house. It's the wrong time.
Mm. 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 They think the kids will make it better, and when
No,
the
it doesn't.
kids come, it will be yeah.
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't work.
no.
It's never worked.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
both of you need to sort yourselves out first before you start
Mm-hmm.
thinking,
Mm-hmm.
should we expand the family or not? It's a very different thing.
Mm.
So this,
Mm.
as I said, various factors. One, self-esteem.
Yeah.
Two, the situation they found themselves and what they have
Mm.
believed about themselves. I say this to people. There is somebody out there
Mm.
for you. You play
Oh,
your
yeah.
part. If, for
Yeah.
example, let me say you find out that in the relationship you've made some mistakes, organize yourself,
Mm.
correct yourself,
Mm.
put yourself
Mm-hmm.
where you should be. And that will allow people, because you see, like attracts like. I'm sorry, people might say opposites. No, no, no. Listen, when you see a good lady, the aura, there's something called an aura. And I think these are things God has
Mm.
put on us. It shines.
Mm.
And you're like, wow, I think
Mm.
that's a nice person. And I can assure you, by the time you probably go there, you find out that, wow, she's more than I thought, from a distance she is. And then, fortunately enough, if it's something, if she's got your number, like Michael Jackson says,
Mm.
and her name is Susie, and trust me,
Yeah.
and things work. So that's basically
Yeah.
generally why people settle for less. You shouldn't.
Yeah, and I think to kind of add into that, sometimes too, it's like pressure from families as well, culture as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, they are not going to live with you.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
understand the pressure thing. They're just gonna
Mm.
come. We're all gonna come, pray for you, eat your rice, and go home. That's
I like
basically
that
what we're
with
gonna do,
your right.
and then wish you all the best, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get home, you close that door when everybody is gone home, the marriage starts.
Mm. Yeah.
And that's the truth. So,
Mm.
what am I saying here? As it started with both of you, it's also going to end with both of you. So, it's both of you that are meant to make sure that you make the decisions in that relationship. Every other person's opinion is secondary.
Yeah.
You see?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
pressure or no pressure, don't
Settle.
don't settle or beckon on those
Mm.
pressures. But at the same time,
Mm.
don't also waste your time. Because sometimes somebody's asked me this question a long time ago, and I still believe in it because I look at certain things, as I said, over time. When you start getting of age, if you decide somewhere along the line that I think somewhere along the line I want to get married, that is when you should start looking out for certain qualities you might like. Start also
Yeah.
packaging, let me use that word, packaging yourself for where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to
Mm-hmm.
marry the first person that says, I want to marry you.
Hello.
Hello or whatever. No, you don't. You
Yeah.
don't. Because
No.
he might be the wrong person for you. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. You watch to see those things unfold and you develop. So you now find out that when it's
Mm-hmm.
time for you, because you see, this marriage thing is a thing of the mind. If your mind is not ready for it, everything inside stresses you. Especially immediately you find out that you're both living in the same house, under the same roof. And then you can't go, if you go out now, you have to let them know, oh, I'm going to Mr. A or B, or this is where I'm going. Some people don't like to be policed. They feel they are being policed.
Yeah.
Or some people look
Yeah.
at it and feel,
I
oh,
get what you're
yeah,
saying.
or
Yeah.
some people look
Mm-hmm.
at it and feel, oh, this is a prison. No, it's not a prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that they don't want to be accountable to anybody. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
So once you get
Mm-hmm.
over that mindset, then you find out that it's easier. You go and come out. Oh yeah, where's your partner? Oh, he just went down the road to the shops or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you are at
Mm-hmm.
peace. It's not that you're there
Yeah.
pinging him, going on the map to find them. Find my hobby. Find
Find my hobby.
find
Yeah.
my
There's an
hobby.
app for that, isn't it?
Where is the babe?
Find the phone.
Find the babe.
Yeah, actually, that is so funny. So my question now, from a man's point of view, what are the best ways to rekindle, a relationship, to identify the problem, talk about it, which we've been saying, try not to argue, spend time with each other. So from a man point of view, how do you rekindle a relationship?
One thing you should always realize is this: women are emotional. Why we men,
Mm,
we're more analytical. There's certain things we won't cry about. It's not because men don't cry, we cry. But the whole point is that the woman is a bit more emotional. So learn to show patience. That's the first thing you need to
mm,
understand. You must show patience. Even when she seems to be dragging it all along and everything. Don't worry about that. Show patience. And even sometimes, even when you think things are going a bit crazy, learn to keep your composition. One, it shows who
mm,
you are, your character. At the same time, it also portrays that, you know what, I want to make this work. I know things are looking crazy now, but I'm still, the door is open for us to talk about it. Another thing also is communicate. Ask her or him what exactly is wrong. You see, there's a difference between what is wrong and what exactly is wrong. Most
yeah,
times, the first thing they tell you
yeah.
is what is wrong. As a man,
Mm,
you have to be patient enough to dig into it. Say, okay, what exactly is the issue here? But you must listen. You have to develop
yeah.
that listening ear. Okay. So when you do that, you find out that whatever it is the issue is, two people can't be crazy or mad at the same time. One
No.
must always take the back seat. I'm sorry. Even if you're the one who is right, sometimes take that back seat.
Yeah.
So that one, you don't do things or say things that you should be, apologizing for. Another thing again is
Mm,
learn to understand your partner. And this this
yeah.
this thing, we say it very, very frivolously, but the truth is a lot of people don't spend time understanding them. What kind of things does he or she like to do? How do they react to certain things? their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things you can see when you spend with them. I say this to people sometimes. If I hang out with somebody for a while, as time goes on, I can tell the likely things they will like or how they relate and all those stuff. But the reason is, why am I able to fish those things out? The truth is because I take the time to study them.
You pay
I
attention.
pay
Yeah.
attention. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Study your partners.
Yeah.
That's why one controversial thing, I've seen it somewhere where someone say, "Oh, is it a good idea to look at the phone of your partners?" My answer is no. And they say, "Oh, why
Mm.
not? Suppose he
Mm.
could be
You
doing
might not
something
like
there."
what you see.
You will not like you might not like what you see.
Eh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's very hard to erase.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We are all creatures of habit. Even psychologists tell
Yeah.
you, no matter how we try to pretend, we're going to slip up somewhere along the line, sooner than later.
Mm.
If you've spent the time, just as we've just previously said, to understand your
Mm.
partner and know it, you will know when
Mm.
something seems
Yeah.
off. You see, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Most times, we men, when we meet, say with our partners, we meet other ladies, we might not know that that woman might like us. We're just being normal, oh, hi, and friendly and everything. But your partner might be
Mm-hmm.
able to sense and say, wow, this one likes him. While we
Mm.
might not see it.
That way. Yeah.
We might not see it that way, but they are seeing it. I hope
Mm.
you understand me.
Mm.
It's the instincts
Yes.
that's been built into them. It's an instinct. It's a
Mm.
gift. I call it a
Yeah.
gift.
Mm.
You see, so the thing is, these are things you need to, you need to look at. Another thing again is, it's not just all about because a lot of us, we talk about the flowers, giving the flowers. Yes, if she likes flowers, buy her flowers. If she likes chocolates,
Mm.
buy her chocolates. Some people are not flower people, they're not chocolate people. They like bags, they like shoes. It depends. The bottom line is, while all these things are good, make them know that they care, that you care about them.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I think that is the most important bit in it. Every other thing is good. Take them out for dinner if you can, prepare them lunch, let them have a feeling that you really respect and love them. And it's
Yeah.
all in the showing. It's not just in the talk, because these days a lot of
Yeah.
people just talk. Oh, I think I love you very much. Yeah, we can love
Yeah.
we can basically love virtually anybody, or
Just word.
or
Yeah. We can
anything.
love the tree. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, how do we show it that we love? It's what we
Yeah.
do. That's why I say to people
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, it's not what you say that really matters. It's what you do.
It's the
It's
action.
the action. So when people say certain things, I said, okay, let's see if he's going to back it up with his action. There's no action.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes up, or she comes up with very crummy excuses. I just laugh and I said, this one is not ready for anything. Then I say to myself,
Yeah.
next. And I say to myself, no, 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 we don't have the same goals. And I'm even in just basic friendships, as I said, nothing, it doesn't have to be romantic. Some
Yeah.
people are going to be acquaintances all your,
Yeah.
as long as you know them, you're only going to be acquainted with them. Some people are going to
Mm-hmm.
be your close friends, or they will even get closer. And that's why you find out that good friendships takes a while to develop. It takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes I see
Mm-hmm.
some people, when they come around, they try to rush things. Oh, it's just us and you, it's just you. I always watch quietly and
Mm.
say to myself, let's see how deep their roots are. And then something
Yeah.
happens along the line, it fades away. That's why those relationships
Mm-hmm.
don't work. Because
Mm-hmm.
initially, they never really had the mind deep down inside to know who you are. You see? So for you to be able to keep it, rekindle it, or keep it going, know what
Mm.
she or he likes. If they like certain kinds of soup, maybe oha soup, cook the oha soup for them. If they like Chinese and you feel it's something you can buy or you can cook, at the same time, create time for yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is also, even when you have kids, you see, there's a mistake, and I'm going to say it here very clearly because I believe in it and I've seen it happen. And sometimes when I hear certain things people say, I say to myself, I say, yeah, the thing is, you've taken it the other way. The fact that you have kids does not mean that your life needs to end or your life
Stop. Yeah.
needs to stop. It's not important. And it doesn't mean that you are not responsible to look after them, because you are. That's the stage of life you are at that moment. But don't forget yourself. Because let's say you've had them, they've grown, say, to 15. In that 15 years, yes, you have to make sacrifices, because that is the stage of life you are in. But don't forget yourself in that 15 years. Give yourself a treat. Give yourself a treat. Everybody needs to move together. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Don't leave yourself behind, and then maybe when they've now gone, they're now 18 and they've probably moved out or gone to uni, then you say, oh, Jesus, where has my 18 years gone?
Yeah.
No. And again, the thing is, understand also, say, for example, you have kids or you're looking after kids, even if you're a single parent, understand the fact that every stage of your life, even if you have a partner, has its own things. They might be, okay, say when the kids come, there might be some things you're not able to do like before when you're single. That's the life in which you are in at the moment. Embrace it, modify it to fit into where you are at the moment. That's why
I love
sometimes when
it.
I see some couples, they get the granny or they get somebody to look after the kids and they go and have a nice time. I love that. I like that. I said,
Yeah.
this is it. They go and unwind. They remember themselves and everything. So these are part of the ways you help to rekindle your relationship. But the
They
topmost,
got they got the balance right.
you have to
Yeah.
get the balance right. And the
Yeah.
topmost thing is let them know you care and you respect them in any aspect of what they do. That's just it. You can fit
I
in,
love
you
that.
can fit in
That's
anything you want
amazing.
under it. And that's just the basic thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's lovely. Yeah. So, we just, be talking about relationship, the healthy and the unhealthy one. So we all know that relationship are full of ups and downs. So I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Yep.
Have you had any challenges in your relationship, and how did you bounce back? Any practical steps you used to navigate through that? Because it will help our listeners to apply same thing to their own life.
Definitely, there's no matter how good your relationship is, you're gonna have it. There's gonna be one or two issues, but again, it depends on how you navigate it. That's why, first of all, you need to understand. I want to be in this thing. So what it means is that since I want to be in this thing, I want to make it work. So that is the mindset. First of all, you must have in order for your relationships to work. Sometimes you have problems with friends who are related to your partners. Sometimes you might have problems with your in-laws, which sometimes is very common, which can shake the foundation of your relationship. Or sometimes it's even closer to home. You can have issues with your partner. Like I'll give you a very practical example. If a lady really wants to do something, she will do it. If she doesn't want to do it, she will pretend to you that she's hearing you, but she's not going to do it. Once you start seeing that resistance, just understand that there's something involved. Instead of you to go and start having a fight about it, you quietly use another forum and say, okay, babes, you know what? Or I've been trying to talk about this thing. Is there anything you feel it shouldn't be? And then allow her to open up to you. You will discover that maybe somewhere along the line, I'm speaking now from a guy to a lady's perspective, you discover that there could be something, maybe she's not really happy with the decision you're taking or the line in which you're going. But again, because it seems you've not given her the opportunity to express herself, and for whatever reason, she maybe doesn't want to rock the boat, it happens. So for me, one of the ways in which I have found to do that is that, one, don't push it, because okay, as I said, everybody has their own thing. It's like, for me, I give time to everything. I give it time. So if I need certain things done, I'll say it, and in my head I've already given time for it to be accomplished.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be immediate for me, but I give it time. If I notice that it's the time is dragging on and I don't really see progress, no matter how slow it is, I start quietly nudging.
Yeah.
And while I nudge, I watch to see the reaction.
The
That
reaction.
Yeah, that tells me what's the next step to take, or should I change plan, or is this something I should abandon totally?
Mhm.
You
I'm
know?
getting your
Yeah.
strategies.
So
Yeah.
that's, is this something I should abandon totally? So sometimes for the sake of the future, some things you need to abandon
All together. Take it off your
altogether.
list.
Just, say to yourself, this is a lost cause. There's no need. So you need to, you need to understand those things. And then if you still think it's something you think is important, you come a different way. Don't come
Mm.
bulldozing your way. That's your partner. That's somebody you say you care about. You both care about each other. They will hear you out and find out exactly if there's any resistance, why it is. And to be honest with you, that
Mm.
strategy works. For me, it's
Yeah.
worked. Also,
It has worked. Yeah.
it has
Mm.
worked, yeah. Also, if, for example, I will quickly sneak this in here, if it has to do with the in-laws, there are basic things people forget when you have an in-law. First of all, when you're getting to the marriage, they might not all like you. They might,
Yeah.
that's one thing you should realize. At the same time, they might love you to bits. So always come with the mindset of, well, let's see how it goes. Don't come with a fighting mindset with your machine guns and your tanks waiting, and if they try anything, there's problem. Already you are declaring war where there's no war. And then you get in there, you find out that wow, they worship the ground in which you walk on. They love you. In fact, they will
Yeah.
basically kill their son or their daughter for you if they do anything wrong. So first of all, have that mindset. But what is most important, and I think this is where it causes issues, because I also experienced something like that, and that's why I'm openly talking about it. The thing is,
Yeah.
I am the gateway to my family, while she is the gateway to her family.
To us. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Irrespective of how the parents take us, we are both the gateways to our families. We shouldn't forget that. And it's what we allow through that gate that comes into our relationship or that affects our relationship. So it's our job basically to be the gate and the filters.
The
You see, I say
gatekeeper.
this,
Mm-hmm.
the gatekeepers. So you see, if we understand that fact, we will discover that
Mm-hmm.
things tend to work better. Because, okay, I'll give you also a quick example on that. Both of you, say you have a partner now and you understand yourselves. There might be some things your parents think, oh, she's not doing or he's not doing,
Mm.
but you know your partner
Mm.
very well, you understand them. So it's your job to advocate for them on their behalf, and vice versa, the same thing. So you know
Yeah.
yourselves, so you are the
Yeah.
gatekeepers of those things. So
Mm.
yes, your parents have they have the right. I call it a right because they've been before you on certain things. They don't know everything, but they've been before you, so they might have something that could help you if there's a situation. So, or you also have some good friends who are knowledgeable, or even your mentors, or even maybe your pastors, or whoever it is you listen to. They are knowledgeable enough to help your
Yeah.
situation. Always understand that you both are the gate through whichever side that information is coming from into your relationship, and it's what
Mm.
you allow into it that will determine what
Mm.
that problem is. So you hear all these
The
things,
outcome.
the
Yeah.
outcome of it. So
Mm-hmm.
you hear all these
Mm-hmm.
things, you bring those
Mm-hmm.
information. As I said, it's not everybody. Obviously, it's not every cat down the road you take advice from. It's people
No.
you respect, and people will tell you the truth or have a sense of dignity. And then you bring that in and you say, okay, this is what I found out. He brings in, this is what I found out. And I can assure you, you will find something that is specific to your relationship that you can even work. It's just like I look at it like a Lego set where even though you have the original things you can build, but if you are a bit skilled or you are a bit adventurous, you can build other things with the same Lego set. That's the way I look at it.
Exactly.
So that's
Yeah.
basically
I
what
love
it
that.
is,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's basically what it is. So you have to understand these basic things and basically work it the best way you can, and you'll be happy. You will have less issues. So for me, those are the tactics I use, and just in case
That's
she's listening to this.
the missus will be listening.
I,
Oh,
I have to form new ones.
yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, so you've talked about the challenges and how you navigate them, these practical steps, and the how you navigate all those things. So I'm gonna ask you: do you have any tip, advice, motivation, inspiration for single or married people out there? People want to hear some advice, entering into a relationship or even coming out from a relationship, because it's not just about going into a relation. Some people actually need advice to come out from a toxic relationship as well.
Okay, I'll take it in two stages. First of all, going into a relationship. And
Mm,
this has to do, I would say, for the single person, right from time,
mm,
understand yourself. It's very important. I say it all the time, but it's the truth. You see, if you don't understand yourself, people will not understand you. Understand yourself and understand what you want. Once you understand that, that basically helps you. Even if you don't know it, it pushes you towards the things you're craving for, the kind of
you
things
want, yeah,
you
you
want.
attract.
So yeah, it
You
brings those
attract
things.
better.
You attract those things. So you find out
Mm-hmm,
that when things that don't fit that category comes your way, you can easily identify it.
notice, yeah.
You can easily identify
I
it.
love
So
that.
it's a bridge.
Yes.
You need to understand that. So you need to put those parameters in place. So first of all, understand yourself, then put those parameters also in place. And then also
Mm,
love yourself. Get to love yourself.
mm,
Love me. Love yourself.
mm.
That's why I learn to love yourself. Learn to always say to yourself that I deserve better. I deserve to be treated
Oh,
well.
mm.
And it doesn't
I love it.
matter. It doesn't matter. It's not, and the thing is, it's not about money. It's not about the fame. It's about you loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, you will not permit anybody to do anything bad to you.
Oh,
So
I
you
love that.
must love yourself. So going into it, same thing, married, people who are married. The fact that you're married does not mean you need to put up with all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
That is the mistake people make. Marriage should be honorable. You see, technically speaking, yeah, there's a lot involved, but technically speaking, nobody owns anybody. That is why, if
Speak that louder. Make that loud. I need
you
that
know,
hearing. I need to hear it loud.
technically, and I'm going to repeat it again, technically speaking,
Repeat it.
nobody owns anybody. Whether you have a certificate or
Mm,
not, you don't own them.
mm-hmm,
And you say, why? I paid their bride price, I got the wine and everything.
mm-hmm,
Here's the deal.
mm,
If for any reason you hurt them, the state or the government will come for you. If they were really your property, nothing will
mm,
happen. Even your
mm-hmm,
kid, if you have a child.
mm,
Another thing is this, which I think a lot of us forget.
mm,
We didn't come from the same place. We came from different parents. We
mm-hmm,
came to this world on our own mission.
mm, mm,
We chose to be there. Here's the way, on a basic scale. I'm going to say on a basic scale, I look at every relationship or marriage. It's like both of us come together to face life, the good and the bad of life. And we can win in it if we put our heads together. So most of those relationships that are working are those ones that have decided that we want to make it work. The ones that have not worked are the ones where, unfortunately, one or two things have come in and has disrupted that flow.
mm.
So nobody owns anybody. Always understand that
I
fact.
love that.
And if you
I love
understand,
that.
and if you
Yeah.
understand that fact, and the thing is, please, that doesn't mean that when you agree to be in a relationship, you shouldn't be committed. you need to be committed, because anything you think is worthwhile, you give commitment. You see, we say these
Yeah.
things, we scream them all around the place, but you have to be committed. So when you get into any relationship, you must show commitment that, oh, I'm part of making this company, so to speak, work. So
Mm-hmm.
that commitment is important. So the fact that you think, oh, I've just said, oh, the code just said they don't own anybody. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time,
Yeah.
you have signed up quietly to say, I want to be part of this thing. I want to be part of your life.
This person,
I
yeah,
want,
yeah,
I
yeah.
want, we, yeah,
They
but,
shouldn't twist it.
but
Yeah, they
don't,
shouldn't
but
twist
don't,
it.
don't,
Mm-hmm.
don't take it for granted. Don't take it
Mm-hmm.
for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sometimes
Mm.
I say to people, and I'm sure if we all who listen to a lot of cases of domestic violence and all that kind of stuff, we find out that isolation by one partner is one of the key things
Mm.
that happen. They either isolate you from your family or friends or people
Mm.
who who they think have an influence over you. Why do you think?
Mm.
Why do you think that happens? So that they can quietly carry out their agenda, especially in the pandemic. A
Control.
lot of things, and they
Yes.
can
Yes.
control you. That's why I always say to
Mm-hmm.
people, irrespective of whether you're married or not, have a good circle of friends.
Yeah.
It's important.
Real
Real
friends. Real
friends.
friends.
And,
Mm.
it doesn't matter whether, don't say, oh, because they are single, they don't know anything. No, they do. They see
Mm.
perspective of things you are not seeing. And
Yeah, you're blinded.
you're
Yeah.
blinded to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
a true friend
Mm. Mm.
will always give you good advice.
Yeah.
And for those ones who want to come out of a relationship, here's the thing. It's either your relationship is working or it's not working. There's no middle way around
Yeah.
it. Is it
At all.
working? Are you enjoying it? No, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it. Then the next question you should ask yourself, why am I not enjoying it?
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
might be sometimes from your investigation, you might find out that maybe you've grown apart. Then you ask yourself, why have we grown apart? Do I
Why?
still love
Yeah.
them? There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
in that place that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But they are very
Mm-hmm.
simple questions. Why am I not
Grown
enjoying
apart.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Why have we grown apart?
Mm-hmm.
And I can assure you, if you're
Mm-hmm.
sincere to yourself, you will find out
Mm.
that there are certain things that have happened. Then the next question you ask yourself is, what can we do to fix it, to remedy it?
Mm.
Once both of you start asking yourself that question,
Yeah.
the healing starts. One
Mm.
crucial thing I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say here, where if a situation for couples who are having issues in their relationship, you have to learn to forgive.
Mm.
It's a very hard concept,
Mm.
and I understand where it is. It is what it is, but you have to learn to forgive. And here's the danger here. If you don't forgive or leave that thing out, forget, when it's been discussed properly and sorted out, if you don't blank that thing out of your mind, you will never get the best of the relationship. You know why? Because you're still
Mm.
carrying the baggage. Yes, some things take a while. Everybody processes things differently. But you have to come with a mindset of, you know what? They've made a mistake, or probably I'm the one who's made the mistake. Let's make it work. And you will
Mm.
find out that with that kind of mindset, it's worked. And this thing I'm saying to you, I'm not just saying it because I want to say it.
Mm.
I'm going to say it here. I'm talking from a personal experience, because
Experience.
everybody has their own challenges somewhere along the line,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's basically it. Another thing is, understand that sometimes a relationship is over. It's not working.
Yeah.
Finito.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
If
is
kaput.
happening. It's dead.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's nothing you can
There's
do.
nothing
Yeah.
you can
Mm-hmm.
do, because the issue here
Yeah.
is when you start forcing that relationship, then
Yeah.
it becomes a user kind of a thing. Then they start
Mm-hmm.
using you.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if a girl or a lady,
Become needy. It
you
become
become
needy.
needy.
Yeah.
For
Mm-hmm.
example, if a lady
Yeah.
doesn't really want to date you,
Mm-hmm.
or a
Mm.
guy doesn't really want to date you, you find out that you're always at their mercy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you never really enjoy that relationship because for them, oh no, this is not what I really want. But let me just, when I hear people saying, I'm just trying to help you, I keep asking myself, with what? And
Yeah.
again, who are you? You know,
Yeah.
who are you to help them? Why
Mm.
don't you make them understand that, listen, this thing is not happening? And be
Mm.
friends if it's possible. If it's not possible, everybody part their ways. So
Yeah.
understand that when it's over. When
It's
all the
over. Yeah.
candles are dead, the candles of romance, everything
Burn the
is all
candle
dead.
both ways.
Everything is burnt both ways. Listen, just carry yourself and your dignity and walk out
And go.
and go.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that
Mm.
even shows your kind of person. You know, you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
It shows your
You know your
you
what.
know
Yeah.
your worth.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows your
Yeah.
person. She knows when to
Yes.
stand up and leave. He knows
Yeah.
when it is over, when my time is up
Mm-hmm.
on this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me,
Mm.
I'm the one saying this to you. From personal experience, also, you will find
Mm.
somebody out there. There is always
Oh
somebody.
yes.
And please don't
Oh
say,
yes.
oh, what time is it? You will find. Just
Yes.
believe you will find. And keep your
Mm-hmm.
mindset. While you're waiting,
Mm.
organize yourself, put yourself in the right frame
Love
of mind.
yourself.
Love
Yes.
yourself, enjoy
Mm.
yourself. And there was somebody who said something which I really like. Take yourself out on a lunch date.
Oh, on a date.
On a date.
Take yourself on a date.
Take yourself out on a date. I like that.
That's something I will say. Yes, I will say that.
Take yourself out on a date. Go and appreciate yourself. Tell
Yeah.
yourself that I am somebody.
Yeah. I am worth
I
it.
am worth it. I'm somebody.
I love it. Yeah. That's amazing. So, before we wrap up, I want you to tell our listeners, our audience, I know you have a book called The Friendship Code. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we, kind of wrap up? Because share a lot of nuggets on social media, and I want you to let's talk a little bit about that book and where we can get it.
Basically, the Friendship Code is a book I've written where I have compressed quite a lot of things. Like
Mm,
somebody said to me, he said, it's just the way you go about your relationships or your friendships. You see,
mm,
I interchange the word friendships or relationship. It just depends on the stage in which you are in,
yeah,
but they are all practically the same things will work.
the same.
So
Yeah.
basically,
Mm,
these are in the friendship code I have talked about, and I've made it very brief for a reason. I don't like things when
mm.
I personally don't like things when they are too complex. And I notice also that
Complicated. Yeah.
yeah, most times people, you know, find it very hard, especially with the way the world is now. They want to read something, certain things, grab what they can grab and walk away, So I've
Mm,
written it in a very simplistic way that even
mm.
a kid will read it and understand. That's how
Yeah.
I have done it. So basically, the thing is, I have just pointed out things like integrity, which I've talked about a bit today, commitment,
Mm,
value for yourself, communication, conduct yourself, and then one of the best chapters for me that I think I enjoyed writing was about friendship and finance. You see,
mm,
a lot of us, money has a different mindset. Everybody has a different mindset for money.
mm.
I can
When
give
it
you,
comes to money,
yeah,
yeah.
I can, if I willingly give you a pound, that could be fine with me. But if you rob me of a pound, I might never forget it for the next 50 years, even though it's a
Yeah.
pound. What
Mm-hmm.
am I trying to say here? It's the mindset. But people will say, oh, it's just a pound. Yeah. The thing is, one was done rightly, and the other one was done in a way that, was not right. Simple
Yeah.
as that. So I have
Mm.
written in that section, I've basically written about certain things, what certain things you do with people with money. There are some friends, no matter how good and close you are with them, anything that has to do with finance, keep them out. It never works. No matter how much
You don't mix friendship and money.
don't mix their friendship, your friendship with money. Don't.
Yeah.
As we know, there's some people you borrow money to or you lend, they don't like giving it back even when they have it.
Yeah.
They would rather have a fight with you. I'm sorry, that's human nature. So there are some friends like that. Every other thing clicks. But when it comes to that money thing, don't. So you need to understand, for those ones, don't. And there are some that they will uphold everything to the penny. They will make sure things go well. Those ones you deal with. So that section of it comes. So I've basically, in the friendship code, I mean, there's supposed to be a part 2 of it. Yeah, there's supposed to be a part 2 of it. But basically in the friendship code, I've just highlighted the things I think anybody can use to, understand things. And I've given certain scenarios so that you have an understanding and you can also put it into your own context to see where you fit in. And at the moment, it's only on Kindle and it's on it's on Amazon. So if you go on amazon.co.uk, type in Pax Knight, the friendship code, you can easily download it. And there's also been a reason for that. I want it to be, now the whole world is all about tech. I want it to be something that you can go on your phones, on your tablets, on your laptops or whatever, and scroll at it and say, oh, what was that gentleman talking about? That code guy, what was he saying there? Let's see. Because I discovered one thing. Even with me, sometimes I ask myself, you need to go and read your books again. Because sometimes I forget one or two things. And I'm like, okay, what was it? I know I wrote something about that. And I go back and I just go on my phone. I bring the book out and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's it. So it's on Amazon. It's on amazon.co.uk. Type in Pax Knight, the friendship code. It's there. So you get
we'll
it.
We'll share the link on the podcast so that people can find it and get it, because I love it as well, because I see how you share the nugget, the quote from it, and I love it, and I love the simplicity of it. It's not something like you kind of like, what is he talking about? You get it immediately, and I love that.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. The more simplistic things are, the more easily we can grab it and the more easily we can solve our problems. Because you see, the truth about it is some relationships will work, as you initially said, and some don't work. These things are meant to let us know the ones that are going to work and the ones that are not going to work. I mean, I say this to people, and it's not about, trying to say because I write relationship books. If I hang out with people for a while, I can tell if that relationship is going to go further, even in the future, or not. I can tell. As time goes on, I can tell those ones that I will have a good relationship with, and I can tell those ones that I think there's going to be conflict here. And you see, these things help you to avoid them. It's not about having a fight. It's not about having a conversation. It's just about you having the things that you want in the direction that you want them, and having that positive energy. We all talk about having positive energy in our lives and having positive energy in our careers, in our friendships, in our relationships, and everything. This book will basically give you a pointer of how to do it. So please get it. And the truth about it is that it's just as cheap as the price of a burger.
Oh yeah, it's affordable.
It's very affordable.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pax. That was so beautiful. Thank you for coming to the show and dissecting, digging deeper on this whole. We can talk about it the whole day.
It's always a pleasure.
But
it's always a pleasure.
you have created a lot of nugget for our listeners. Thank you so much. So it's a wrap. And that's all we got for you today. If you love this episode, please share with your loved ones. And don't forget to review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. God bless you. God bless you. See you soon. Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Bounce Back with Coco-Chi. If you find value in this podcast, would appreciate a rating on iTunes. Please check us out on Instagram at Lifestyle Talk with Coco-Chi. As always, please subscribe to the podcast to catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh content. See you next time for another episode.